A set of schematics. Tarmakind smithing? Maybe Sola would know.
Search for new materials.
I was right. It is an ark. A great one.
It isn't moving. I'll get a closer look.
An ark of the stricken earth, I would guess.
Oh.
Any chance you could bring a piece of it back to camp?
Doubt my sword is strong enough.
Then there's not much we can do with this for now. Dom seems to have an idea about the loom gate, at least. 2 Enclave constructs. Neither of them functional. Good news. Lane found a shortcut back to our camp for you, and we've got the wisp working.
The wisp?
Watcher's wisp. Channel a little magic into your earpiece. I'll redirect it to guide you from the scry to the shortcut.
Ah.
I see the path.
Good. That should take you to the shortcut.
That should be it. According to my map, it's a man-made tunnel that grants easy access to the way station.
Material for stuff specially treated to ensure fire support.
Bryn's back. Let's fill her in.
We believe we found a way to activate the Loom Gate in our camp and in Glintwood Hollow.
Roger that.
With the loom gates active, we could expand our search of the Enclave. Who knows what we might find?
The potential for discovery is
Yes.
endless.
Agreed. So, how do we repair?
What made the Enclave remarkable was not merely their constructs, but their ability to power them. It has long been rumored that beneath our very feet exists an extensive magical network known as the Tappers. The pipe you found in Glintwood Hollow is proof of its existence. It must be a conduit that directs raw magic to the Loom Gates as a source of power.
And the tangle that formed around it was a leak.
Precisely. Our theory is that patching the rupture will restore power to the gate.
Thankfully, Seven Lane have a plan for that.
We don't know a lot about arcs, but I dug up some old stories from logs that we inherited from a weaver band that broke apart. In notes dated before the surge, this band managed to get one of the enchanters who worked on the arcs riotously drunk and talking.
Apparently, the Arks have a thin carapace between their skin and their armor plates that's nigh immune to magic, and can be separated in segments. A magically resistant material like that would be perfect to seal a rupture in the tapestry.
So I need to cleave this carapace off the Ark. There's no way my sword is strong enough.
Come see me and we can make some improvements to Sola's forge. Which, in turn, means...
I could hone your sword so we can cleave the carapace, no problem.
We'll talk.
One more thing. You'll need to remove the debris on the Loom Gate's platform so that we've got a clear workspace once the patch is forged.
Easy enough?
Everyone's got a part to play in this.
Expedition Darkness. Users the daytime expeditions. Not nighttime expedition. Conditions in Neptune glaciers can change again. Extreme weather conditions may be for the
Two wonders of enchanting, an arc and loom gates. We can touch them, and they don't work.
Did you
Did I what?
smell the loom gate?
A little, but that's beside the point. But mossy, hints of sage.
Amazing.
Oh yes, should our plan succeed.
And if not?
Then it is time for plan B.
This may sound a bit ridiculous, but the real draw of alchemy for me is how it
Oh?
Yes. But mixing an unguent for the urchin girl by the canal with the flea bites on her legs? That was, of course, the house would have looked down on that. The instruction not to mix with lower classes was implicit, but clear nonetheless. I even used alchemy to...
Did you look silly?
Striking is... Alchemy is the... Well...
Might change your mind. You never...
Exactly.
Hey, I know we need to fix up the forge, but before we do, I'd like to talk to you about something.
Sure.
I owe you an apology.
What for?
I've been a little cold since you've arrived, and I was just under a lot of stress with...
You mean when we ran for our lives from...
Yeah, that, and losing supply.
Lax experience.
At the time, that's what it seemed like. But ever since we arrived, you made finding food and water a top priority. That's when I realized I underestimated you when I shouldn't have. And
It's okay, Cass.
no, it's not.
Thanks. That means...
I'd love that.
You know, when talking to Lane, they mentioned that you actually trained to become Point yourself.
Oh, no. Being Point...
How are you feeling now that we're...
If this is settled, I have a hard time letting my guard down when we're still missing supplies and our campsite isn't half...
The role of Point seemed really serious.
Because it is serious.
That seems...
Think of it this way. Let's say we're low on food, and if you scout 3 leagues in the wrong direction, we're all 3 leagues further away from...
Right. I guess I see...
And being the first to end...
Point taken, I suppose. So, I know Sola mentioned improvements to her forge meant being able to hone. What does that entail exactly?
Unfortunately, the missing supply...
Is there a way I can help you with...
Right now, we reserve the materials you bring back for your armors and weapons, because that's the priority. But if there's anything you can spare, I can repurpose...
Sounds simple enough.
Glad to hear it. These are a great start. With the supplies we've got already, we lost a lot of stuff when we were running for our lives, and frankly, but we can rebuild.
What do you have in mind?
Like we discussed. Sola could forge better weapons with improvements to her smithy. Like honing your... Alternatively, Dom could certainly care better for our mantles with new tools for weave. And to keep you in fighting form, having Lane's alchemical tools, there's no end to the improvements we could make around here. And everyone...
What about you?
Me? Oh,
Come on.
I mean, would new shelves be nice? Sure. I also have some ideas for your supply, but don't worry about me. I'm fine. Right now, improving Sola's forge is more important.
You're always thinking 10 steps. I love it.
Oh,
Totally.
thanks, Bren.
Scoreless forge. Level 10. Yes.
Sola is delighted with the improvements to her forge. She can refine your sword as soon as you... Great work, Bryn.
Turns out we make a pretty good team. There's...
Yeah. We're definitely going to need to start directing a water flow to the camp. Maybe even install a fountain. It would help to get a garden going in here too. Fruits, vegetables, medicinal herbs. Oh, what?
Do you ever take a break? You know, to enjoy...
Sure. Sometimes.